most entrepreneurs are stuck in the day-to-day. They don't need how to get out. How did you figure out how to get out of working in your business and on your business?
Systems run the business, people run the systems. So I needed to realize that, okay, business is just a system. Like I just needed to systematize my skill sets and then plug people in to work that system and be really good at that. And then once I executed that, then I started to be like, oh, wow, I can delegate and buy back time and just rinse and repeat until I'm basically out of the business.
Welcome to the Maverick Entrepreneur podcast, where business success meets personal purpose. Here we empower entrepreneurs to strike that perfect balance between massive growth and unwavering values. Dive deep into strategies, inspirations, and stories that ensure you set your foundation in faith and don't compromise your family on your ascent to the top. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Maverick Entrepreneur. I hope you are fired up and ready for this powerhouse. I know you're looking at him right now thinking he's a model, but this is Austin Schneider from Agency U, and I wanted him to be here today because he has blown my mind multiple times with what he is doing, how he's doing it, recreating the online space for entrepreneurs like me. And there's not a lot of guys that are impressive. A lot of guys talk impressive, but when you actually look into behind the curtain, it's all smoke and mirrors, or it's all bull crap, or they've rented a car or rented a house and, done this stuff. But when I met Austin, he, I just love the fact that you beat it to a different frequency. You were so positive. I could see you were genuine. You had a spirit of generosity on you, which I don't see in younger generation of entrepreneurs right now. And so I just felt like there was this authenticity I could trust. I'm like, I want to work with this guy. And you've been overly gracious with me and my team, showing me things that I still can't wrap my head around, which is impressive. And I realized when I met you, dang it, I got some old mindsets that I need to fix because I want to be older, but yet still on the front edge. So thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes.
Good to be here. Appreciate it.
And for all my guests watching, I want to, what the heck do you do? What is Agency U? And what makes you different? And then I have a lot of questions for you. A lot of questions. And the reason why he's here is he is going to help you level up your life. Some of you are so old school that I'm making you look bad, which is embarrassing, okay? Yeah. So tell us.
Yeah, so Agency U. So basically my story is I started a marketing agency 6 years ago. We scaled it up to multiple seven figures. I was able to hire a CEO to run the business for me, which is great. And then we moved down to San Diego. And then after I hired the CEO, what I wanted to do was basically kind of like productize the method that we use to scale to help other agency owners and really business owners and coaches in the online space set their business up in a way that's not them being ran by their business, but they actually run their business. Because I think a lot of people, they hear, oh, you exited or you scaled to X amount of money in that specific industry, and they can't get there because their business is not an actual business. So that's what we really help people with like the offer. Systems is a huge thing, like operations, and then lead gen, sales, and then hiring. So those are like the 5 pillars that we teach.
Yeah, I mean, and not only do you teach it, you're the expert in it, man. There's a lot of people that teach it and then they don't help. I just had to literally, as a pastor, I've literally just had to counsel another. He literally got screwed. He invested in a company, $25,000, which he didn't have. That we're gonna do all this kind of stuff. At the end of the day, nothing. And they taught him, but it's just knowledge, no implementations, no systems, no structure. It was all fluff. And I go, wow, call him and tell him you want your money back because you can't take all this knowledge. It's great knowledge, but ask him, okay, what steps, how do I implement? They couldn't give them to him. So it was just what they're doing is collecting information, regurgitating it, and selling it in a sweet package. So I called it lipstick on a page. When I met you, you were like, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, videos. What was the video? Looming?
Loom.
You're like, you need Loom. You need to watch this Loom. You need to watch. I was like, no one ever told me about Loom, but it made so much sense where I even went back to my practice and I became a very successful chiropractor because of systems and structures. And that's how in restaurants,
Yeah.
you don't have a restaurant that doesn't function on system structures. But Loom, that was a game changer.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people in like the online space, especially they will pre-package information and then sell you information. And that's one thing, like one of the reasons that I'm in this space is because we've invested multiple six figures into coaches, and it's just like group calls and like a bunch of like information. And it's like, I don't need that. I need like, tell me the next step. So that's really how we try to format what we do. Yeah.
You're so
just
good
follow,
at that, man.
Just follow this.
You're so good at it.
Yeah.
Because I get so annoyed. Even me with my Maverick Entrepreneur stuff, I'm like, I got to get more step 1, step 2, step 3, because I'm given a lot of information of wisdom over 25 years of walking through hell and blessing and favor. But I love the fact that you're so systemized and you help people get unstuck. Yeah. One thing too that is so brilliant about you, it's not like I'm looking over at you, oh, you had time to, you just did an Ironman. How'd you do, by the way?
I did all right. I was hurt on the run because I didn't see you before. So.
Yeah, because you didn't have a chiropractor.
Yeah.
Let that be a lesson.
But the bike was good.
The bike, you crushed the bike?
Yeah.
Is the run that got you?
Because I was in aero for so long, and then I switched up, and I was like, oh, not happening. So
yeah, that will do that.
Yeah.
The swim crushes me every time.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah, that's why I stopped doing Ironmans, because I got kicked in the face so hard. Then I swallowed salt water. Then I coughed it, got it into my lungs, and literally I thought I was going to drown. By the time I was at the run, I mentally had to refocus. Yeah. I just made a thing. I'm like, why the hell did I do an Ironman just to get the crap beat out of me? And it all changed because of that swim. So maybe I should do it again just to conquer my fear.
You should. Yeah. A lot of it's just experience.
Well, dude, I had a lot under my belt. It's just that crack to the face I wasn't mentally prepared for. It was war. I felt like the next thing I must have, because I had a bloody nose, I'm like, some shark's going to kill me. I was like, why am I doing really Ironmans in the ocean and I could get eaten by a shark right now because I have 100%. A bloody nose.
And then you go ride a bunch of miles and then have to run afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I was so angry by the time I got it. I said, dude, I train for Ironmans for joy.
Yeah.
But you look good still.
Yeah. Trying to.
Good job, man.
Yeah, thank
but
you.
Here's my whole point. You actually are a very successful entrepreneur with systems and structure that got you out of the day-to-day so you could train for an Ironman, which most entrepreneurs are stuck in the day-to-day. They don't need how to get out. How did you figure out how to get out of working in your business and on your business? How did that work for you?
Yeah, I mean, my story is I started the business because I had a skill set, right? Like people wanted the skill set that I wanted. So I was like, okay, cool. This is really cool. And at the time when I was scaling my business, it was like that whole CEO come up where like you're entrepreneur, Gary V's in my ear, like hustle, hustle, hustle. And I was like, okay, that's what I need to do. And then I got to a point where it became my identity, right? Where I was just like, okay, I'm the person, like the harder I work, the more money I'm going to make. And like business is all about me, 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 me. That was my mindset.
Because everybody wanted to work with you.
Yeah. And then just like ego of like owning a business and being an entrepreneur, right? And then hired a mentor. And then he basically took me through this book, E-Myth Revisited or Revised. And then one of the quotes in there is systems run the business, people run the systems. So I needed to realize that, okay, business is just a system. Like I just needed to systematize my skill sets and then plug people in to work that system and be really good at that. And then once I executed that, then I started to like be like, oh, wow, I can delegate and buy back time and just rinse and repeat until I'm basically out of the business.
Yeah. How long did that take?
I mean, it took 2 years of burning out and then breaking up with my girlfriend, like being super egotistical. So it took a long time to really figure it out. And then we just scaled up Agency U. I mean, we're probably like 18 months into it and we have a pretty solid team. So if you do it right, you could do it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But you got to like know the levers to pull, right?
Yeah, yeah. Do you teach the levers to pull?
Yeah.
Which
is like offer, right?
Yeah. Where do you think people get stuck?
I mean, I think they try to do everything themselves and then they are egotistical, thinking that nobody can do it as good as them. But the reality is they don't have the systems in place to actually train somebody to actually do it. If that makes sense. So like, it's just extreme ownership. Like that's a huge principle, right? It's like if I wanted to hire somebody and I was like, okay, cool. Like do this for me. And I didn't have a system for it. I didn't have infrastructure. I didn't have training. And then I plugged them in and then they failed. Like it's not their fault. It's actually my fault. So we have to do the foundational work in order to actually set that up. And then you plug people in and then you see them thrive and then you feel really cool and like good about yourself because that's the best part of business is discipling people up and like watching them grow and then do it that way. So
that's brilliant. What do you think, You know, it's like Dan Martell teaches that all the
100%.
time. You know, and
Yeah.
I love all his
Buy
stuff.
back your time.
Buy back your time. And he's really crushing it in that space right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to give advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Around business?
Yeah, just around business. And we'll talk about some
Yeah.
personal stuff. But
Yeah. I think it's get really good at a skill set. And then when you're getting really good at that skill set, think about how you can productize that skill set or how you're able to provide an outcome to somebody. Because I think if you can get really good at something, and then that should be really the foundation of your business. And then if you look at it as a system of what you're doing, then you're able to like reverse engineer it.
Have you written a book yet?
No.
Why not?
I mean, I don't know. Sounds intimidating.
No, bro. I talk to a lot of people in your space.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of regurgitated stuff in your space.
Yeah.
You were the first guy that I heard something. You were Blue Ocean Strategy to me.
Because a lot of people are like leads, sales, clients, like da-da-da-da. But it's like, that's cool. But what's cooler is being able to serve them really well, build a team, hire people, and then like actually create a business around it.
How did you just get the huevos to say I'm investing in myself right now?
How did I get what?
Like the cojones.
To do what?
Because you were big into, you had to reinvent yourself. You had to invest in yourself. Do you think it was just hard work, effort, or did you hire the right people?
Hiring the right people for sure.
And then, so how'd you find the right people?
Getting in the right rooms, watching what other people have done, and then realizing, okay, that's my shortcut. And then being a sponge. And then,
who mentors you?
I mean, we have like a ton of people that like help us right now. Like we got Justin with like ads. I've had Alan Anderson, who's like big time guy, like been in my life for many years since Brain Strategic. Got a few, just in different areas. Counselor, therapy, like.
Were you ever nervous to pop the clutch and invest in that? You know, cost money to.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think as long as the person that you're investing in, like almost has like a franchise model of how they can get you to that outcome. Oh, bet, like all for it.
How did this whole thing start for you? What did you do? You were in sales or?
I mean, I basically grew up blue collar, divorced parents, thought I was going to be in construction, almost joined the military, but called my dad at MEPS and he was like, don't do it. So I didn't do it. So I was like, okay, I'll be a police officer or work construction. So that was pretty much it. And then when I was 18, went up to college for a little bit, didn't actually go to college, just drank and smoked weed. And then I was like, I can't even afford this. I don't know what I'm doing. So I moved back in with my dad and then was going to be a police officer, sold Zip Fizz on the weekends, worked on a commercial bridge for a while, like in a lead containment with people on jail leave, which was pretty wild. And then got a job in a call center. And then at that call center, the founder of the company was Gary Rubens, who was one of my first mentors. And he's like, dude, I see a lot in you. And then I'm 19 in a call center. Like, anyway. And then he's like, yeah, like we should play golf sometime. We should hit some bucket of balls or whatever. So started talking to him. And then he had a very similar story to me, like brother addicted to drugs, divorced parents, like et cetera, et cetera. And then he built this huge company that he sold for multiple 9 figures to Lowe's. And he has a similar story to me. So I was like, okay. Maybe I can do more. So anyway, moved my way up at that company and then got into sales and then got into real estate and then started the media company after real estate.
Wow.
And then media company to agency.
Yeah. And so you got in the media company, to help your real estate stuff?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because I was doing it for myself. I had the skill set. And then people were like, hey, how are you doing this? And I was like, oh, I could actually monetize this. No idea what an agency was at the time.
Yeah. And so then you monetized it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. It's some people get so addicted they can never leave their job. They have one identity about themselves. How did you realize that you could be more and do more?
Yeah.
Like what was the gap? Because at some point you had to make a decision. I got to get out of here and do something bigger.
Yeah.
And then it's not like you had the plan. You just had a step, take one step at a time, trust the process.
Yeah.
And now you're your own boss, you're an entrepreneur, and now you level up other entrepreneurs. But you had to have a moment where you went from an employee mindset to an entrepreneur mindset. What was that for you?
I mean, I think I can't recall a specific moment, but I think the reality for many of us is we can't see a forest with if we're in the trees of everything that we're doing. So having outside counsel so people can see it inside of you.
Who'd you listen to?
Gary. He was the first one that was like, dude, Gary. I mean, he's sold this 9-figure company and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's really cool. Like what did he do that's different than what I can do? Like we have the same amount of time. Like I just need to work and grind and listen to him
He
and
gave you a
be a
belief
mentor.
system.
100%. That was
Yeah.
the first thing.
That's amazing.
Because I was like blue collar dad, like
Yeah.
you see him come home at 5 p.m., crack a beer every single day. It's like,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's just what my nurture was. So I didn't really know that there was more out there.
Yeah.
No college. Like
Now what's your passion?
I mean, one, helping the businesses for sure. Endurance sports for sure is the other one. And then my wife, of course.
Yeah. How long have you been married?
2 years.
2
Next
years.
month.
Who said it wouldn't
Yeah.
last?
What's that? Yeah, I know.
2 years. Come on,
And then
man.
we've been together for 8 years. It's
Come
a
on.
long time.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
We'll have our 20th this year.
Wow.
I
Good
know.
for
It's
you.
pretty radical to say. I feel like an old guy.
No.
Garrett, how
getting
long
going.
you been married? 23 in
impressive.
June.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Come on, you're on it. Get around. I will tell you this. 2 years in,
Yeah.
get around passionate people that are passionate about their marriages.
Totally.
Because business is your default right now.
Yeah.
Your business is, it's an easy default for men to be passionate when they find something they love to do and you love helping people. I could tell the way that you interacted and really styled me out on some understanding. You got a passion and a vibe to help people.
Yeah.
And that's not going to go away.
Yeah.
And when you're making money at it, it makes it more fun. But the marriage thing,
Totally.
you get around.
It's another job.
That I am surrounded by people that are passionate about their wives and they level up all the time. They're not okay with mediocre marriages.
Yeah.
And you being a young entrepreneur and loving, extreme sports, marriage is one. Let it be the greatest adventure for you.
Yeah.
And you will have the most. Everything else will be a product
Yeah.
of that husbandry kind of
100%.
thing. Your business will go up. You won't change anything, but you'll be more attractive to more people because that energy you bring to that.
Totally.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I
man.
believe
2
that.
years in.
Yeah. And that's like another reason why I aim to like systematize and build a team and like make it that way. So I can spend more time with her. Like her love language is quality time. And if I'm busy and not present,
I should have
need
met
to,
you
like,
a long time ago.
dial in.
That's
know?
my wife's is quality time.
Yeah, it's tough.
And I
As
was
an entrepreneur.
grinder.
Yeah. When you're not present, you're thinking about this, you're checking your phone, It's like you're in the doghouse.
Yeah, and then you get to a place, success in life. I'm like, babe, I got this house for you. So I don't want the house.
Yeah.
I want
100%.
you. Dang it. I suck. Let me call my friends.
Yeah.
My friend's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited for you, man.
Yeah.
So where do you see the digital space going? What are some new things? Like if you could help some entrepreneurs, and I have the gamut. I got all the way from real estate to, investors to online coaches to chiropractor, you name it. I got them all. But where do you see for us to be on the cutting edge? Because you're in this all the time. What do we need to be looking at? Where's your agency taking people, and what are some of the things that you're seeing are problems with entrepreneurs that you can help fix? And then how do we find you?
Yeah. I think like the main thing that I'd be looking at is AI. And I think a lot of people hear AI and they think, oh, it's like I need to do this whole revolutionary thing and I need to like figure out how to do this whole new model. But I think it's more of like what I said earlier, which is what is your skill set? Get really good at that. And then how can you use AI to be more efficient or like buy back your time using AI or help your customers using AI and like really optimize what you're doing with AI, like AI agents or like what you can do is just insane. So investing a lot of time in that, that's 100% where I would be. And then from the business perspective, I always think systems first and like thinking of your business as a system, not like you essentially, and systems run the business, people run the systems. And a good movie is like The Founder. Have you seen The Founder? The Founder? The McDonald's movie?
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
I did see
like
it.
one of my favorite scenes is when they're on the basketball court and then he is on chalk and he drew out like where the grill is and like where this place is. And then like at first they're all like running into each other. And then eventually over time after training people, then they're like all fluid and he's standing on top of the ladder, like orchestrating it. And it's like, we can look at our business like that and then just define the systems and put people in place, then we'll be set. And of course you have to go to offer, you need like lead gen, sales, like team, like know how to do all that sort of stuff. But that's like the vision that we should have for our business, not like CEO in your Instagram bio or like hashtag entrepreneur all the time. Like that doesn't really excite me. Yeah.
Yep. I like it.
So AI
where do
systems.
you see some of the downfalls are right now? Like is there a common theme when you take on and you interview someone to see if they're going to be a climate that you're seeing that we can avoid?
I mean, the first thing is like being too busy all the time. So like I'm burning out. Like I think a lot of people, again, grow their business because of their skill set. And then they get to a point where they're just burning out and they don't actually like enjoy their business while they could be making money, but they're not spending time with their wife. They're not going to the gym. They're not doing things that actually should give them a lot of life. So thinking system first so that you can avoid that. And then just like thinking of your business as a business, not your identity, not you, is going to be huge. And then the second thing was client acquisition. Just like there would never be an issue if you had too many leads. So getting a predictable way to get new clients. And for us, like that's Instagram ads and direct message ads all day and building a brand. So
I know it was brought up earlier about DMs and really getting engaging on Instagram, huge. What that could do. It's huge, huh?
Like we have 3 appointment setters. Like we spend a few thousand a day on ads, and by far the most profitable way that we've been able to generate clients.
Wow. Yeah. When you first started, like what was a good day, and then like what's been some records for you?
From like a day perspective, what's been a record day? I don't know what a record day. Probably like in the 30,000s in a day. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta know these things. I'm a goal setter, man.
Yeah.
I want to know what so when I look at that, I know my best day, and I always try to beat it by 1.
Interesting. Okay.
You know,
I need to know that.
I know my bests at everything.
Yeah.
I have over 201 best categories.
Yeah.
And that took me years to get there because I broke it down more and more. But I knew my most new patients in a week, most new patients in a day. I knew, most sales in a day, you know what I mean? It's just because it gamifies like understanding. And it's not, but if you could just know where you're at and know how to beat it by 1, I celebrate. And then what I did was I used to bonus my girls off every new best.
Nice.
But now what happens, I had to change that because I don't want to drive so hard.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm not working more.
Yeah.
So like now I had to come up with a new KPI structure. But as I was growing and I was younger, I said every time at the end of the year, you get, for every new best, you get $100.
Nice.
People were getting $3,000 bonuses. So if you think about how many bests that were.
Yeah.
Because I could have beat it 1 week, I could beat it the next week.
Yeah.
So if I beat every Monday, that's 52 Mondays I just said. If I could beat every Tuesday, that's, you know what I mean? So it started adding up quick, and everyone was driven to beat those bests.
I like that.
So you just gamify that kind of stuff. So when I ask you what your best day was, your best month, but it's also a journey of, where you started and you were a grinder. Yeah. Now it looks different.
Yeah.
So you can invest more into ads and lead gen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think websites are as important as they used to be?
No.
What do you think of social medias? What's the important ones? The markers?
Instagram and YouTube.
Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah. Instagram to like interact and build quick trust. YouTube to like build like loyal people. That's where we're spending a lot of time. Is Instagram and YouTube.
Great.
Yeah.
What about TikTok?
No.
No?
Just
hokey.
I post there, but it's just not like community building type of platform. It's more like entertainment.
What about LinkedIn?
I mean, post there, but for us, we're not heavy on there. We do outbound stuff on LinkedIn, but nothing crazy.
What are some other hacks? If you had to drop some other hacks, like what should entrepreneurs be looking at? Or and then tell me, what's your ideal client?
Yeah. So ideal client would be like an agency around $10,000 to $20,000 a month, typically, who is starting to feel either burnout or doesn't have a predictable way to get new clients. So those are the 2 people that we really.
How do you define agency? I've heard it defined many ways.
Yeah. Like someone who helps a business like a chiropractor, for example, get more clients or grow their business or help you with social media, whatever it could be, which there's a ton of those out there. Yeah. So, yeah.
So you help agencies scale.
Yep. 100%. Whether it's systems or client.
Another way to put that is you train the trainers.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that.
And we help them with like the offer and like help them, because if you were to hire an agency, you want to get results, right? A lot of agencies still don't know how to get results for clients. So we'll even help them actually get someone like you results, like a chiropractic office, like no brainer. This is how you get client results. So we plug in an offer that they can just implement, go find you, call you up, say, hey, we're going to help you get X amount of new patients a month. And then they do it for you.
Now, do you allow people just to hire you, or you just rather people go like a chiropractor, hire an agency, the agency hires you?
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't want to work directly with you don't want B2B.
No. We'll help the agency help the help that.
Okay, that's
and then
better.
the agency can get more chiropractors.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because once they prove it, then it's like, okay, cool. Why can't I do this for this one or this one or this one?
For you, that's getting caught in the weeds.
Yeah.
You're the
I would
upper
help
level.
you, but
I know you would, but I'm just for everybody else.
yeah.
Cool. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to help you help a lot of people.
Then hacks, I mean, create content on social media, run ads, look at your business like a system. Like it's not rocket science.
Well, you'd be surprised because we're inundated with information. So you say it's not rocket science, but there's so much noise out there. How do you help entrepreneurs quiet the noise?
Work with somebody, put the blinders on, and just focus on that.
So what you're
One
saying
thing.
is be specific.
Be specific with the outcome. Work with somebody who's gotten to that outcome that you want,
Okay.
and then put your blinders on and actually execute. I mean, we worked with this guy who was doing $4,000 a month in his business, and he was like super overwhelmed, like he was all over the place. And we just said, dude, just here's the roadmap. Like, don't ask questions. Just put the blinders on and just do this. Like what we have, check boxes.
Yep.
Like checklists. Like this is what you need to do. And now he's ripping $100,000 a month in his agency. And it's like, okay, cool. Dude is in college too, and was doing $4,000 a month 6 months ago. Now he's doing $100,000 consistently. So it's like you just got to follow the roadmap.
Plan. Make the plan. Follow the plan.
Yeah, 100%. And people like you and I, we have the roadmap. You just got to shut up and follow it.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
That's so good, man. Well, I mean, you definitely have a skill set and you know what you're talking about. So if you had to give advice, straight up advice, you're talking to people with an agency or a business, give top 3 pieces of advice right now.
Top 3 pieces of advice for an agency is productize your offer. So what you do for people, make that really clear where the clients start, where you're going to help them get to, and then come up with a simple roadmap of how you get them to the outcome. And the outcome should help them make more money.
Okay, pause on that. That was one.
Okay.
And I'm going to say what he did for me was he looked at mine, and I had a 4-year model. It was all over the place. And he says, no, you got to shrink this down. Now it's a 4-month model, very systemized. And then I had to go through all my stuff and put it in an order because there wasn't enough organizational the knowledge was all there, the information was all there, but it wasn't organized in a system to help people with next steps. It was all over the place because my whole thing was just like, dude, they got so much information. There's so much value there, but now it's compact, 4 months, in an order, in a system, and people, it's categorized. So people, even if they don't want to go look for it, they know where to find it now, which was brilliant because my stuff was all over the place and I didn't have a way to search it or find it. Now you can go find it, search it, boom.
Yeah. People are hiring you for an outcome.
Yep.
And then you have the steps, which is your IP, your ingredients.
Yep.
And then all you really need to do is just guide people through the steps.
Yep.
So same thing with like an agency, right?
Yep.
And then with those steps, systematize it, right? So like, how do I do this step? 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 And then actually build systems so that you can do it efficiently and not keep it all in your head or like in your notes section, but like really document all those steps out. And then you'll be able to eventually hire people in there. Then lastly is come up with a predictable way to get new clients.
Yep.
So create predictability. We don't want months of feast and famine. You want something that you can turn on and turn off as business goes, and have a way to keep your pipeline full so that you can get clients.
You're great at
on
that,
an
man.
Ongoing basis.
Yeah, and you have a way that you're very trustworthy. I mean, so many people say they're going to do it, but you deliver on the goods, and I got to give that to you. You've worked with a couple people I know, and they just love the fact how you communicate. But it's noisy out there too. So you know, when people are starting this thing out, they're looking at
Totally.
you know the systems out there, like Go High Level. They got click funnels. They got you need this ad up. You need to plug in this. You got to use that. I mean, you're so overwhelmed. How do you help people make a decision? Where do you start?
Yeah. I mean, we worked with Dylan. You probably know who Dylan is. He was probably floating around $2,000 a month, and he was just like YouTube University, like analysis by paralysis, because he would watch this video and he'd watch this video and watch this video and watch this video, and he'd just be like super overwhelmed. And we basically plugged him in with Notion. And that was basically the only system that we plugged him in with. And now he's ripping $80,000 a month consistently, with like the Notion system that we installed inside of his business, which we give away for free, by the way. So like the Notion system,
brilliant.
we give away. So yeah, we just need like one mechanism that we can just use as the PM system. Yeah.
Listen, there's so many great tools out there that you can figure out. That Loom, to me, was amazing. Like, just to give you an example, he taught me about this. I'm like, what? So I took a Loom video about certain procedures on how, I was regurgitating things to my patients and training my doctors on certain things. I want to tell you that I literally took a Loom video on procedures at my office. Now my CA is on a CA training. My girl, I would train a new CA every year. It was so frustrating. Now it's all on Loom, all videos created. And so when I hire someone new, they just go watch, and that CA means chiropractic assistant. They go just watch the videos, and then my office manager checks them out along the way. And if they have questions, they ask questions, and they go, oh yeah, go watch this video. Oh yeah, go watch this video. Nice. She doesn't have to spend countless hours over and over. I learned that from you. I'm forever grateful. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What do you know?
Let's go.
It's amazing.
Systems.
Well, listen, I think, as the Maverick Entrepreneur grows, as this grows, everything is going online. The need for you is only going to expand. What's the next iteration? If you had to land the plane, what is the next 3.0 version of Austin and Agency U?
Yeah. For us, it'll be expanding our total addressable market. And then we're heavy on AI right now. Like, how can we
That's
help
a whole new
agencies just like leverage AI in client acquisition, like with ad creation, with appointment setting inside of the DMs, with like so many different things. So
it's kind of new and exciting for you.
Yeah, we have a lot that we're working on with a lot of cool things that, like, we installed AI agents in there, so it's like another coach, like a third coach. So, which we're just scratching the surface there.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But you're so far ahead of the edge.
Yeah.
I was talking to some guy the other day, and I was thinking to myself as I was talking to him, I got to hook this guy up with Austin.
Nice.
He's already behind this. Like maybe he did an AI thing on how to run an agency. I'm thinking to myself, this is so old wineskin, bro. You gotta talk to someone that's new. So great job on everything you built. Welcome to San Diego. How long you lived in San Diego now?
Since July.
Are you loving it?
Yeah, of course. How can you not?
Exactly what
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying.
Regret is not doing it earlier.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we were glad you're here now, man.
It's 82 degrees right now.
82, and we're gonna live our best life.
Yeah, it's like probably snowing in Seattle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But hey, listen, I have a gift for you, my buddy. You know Cameron?
No.
You don't know Cameron?
Cameron
Tour. You guys are both
I don't know enough people.
Dude, you guys are both young, good looking. I'm tired of hanging. Why am I attracting good looking young dudes like this? So annoying. But he was a Special Forces Ranger.
Oh, wow.
Knew my brother-in-law.
Know him.
Came to our church. Epic guy. And owned a knife company. Sold it for a lot of money. Became famous in the knife world, hunter, ranger, toll stud, Yeah. And anyways, he went into military ops, kind of stuff like this. Well, anyways, 2.0 came out, and he created Titan Zeus. So it's one of my favorite things. Like, I bought all his knives.
Nice.
It is my favorite thing to gift something, just as a thank you for being on here.
This
is a modular block. That's just nothing. But what's cool is, as you want to add knives to your set, they're magnets, so they stick together.
Seen those? Yep.
But these right here, these are the knives. And I start off with my favorite two, investing in your knife future. And if you don't appreciate it, your wife will. There's the little set you can get. But check these knives out.
That is sick. Nice. No way.
Yeah.
That is sick.
And you be careful. These are, you could shave with it. Yeah. This is no joke. So this is a special sort of blade. And Cameron, I've had him on my podcast, and I did my brother-in-law all about Rangers. Post Malone's bodyguard. They're total studs.
Sick.
Doing radical things. And so he goes, I never saw, and he's total stud. He goes, I never thought I'd be in home goods.
Yeah.
So he's now only in bougie stuff. He goes, what's that? Bed Bath & Beyond wanted me, but I realized I'm not putting my knives in Bed Bath. Dude, I need to be. So these are the bougiest knives you can get, and I hope you enjoy them. But it is a thank you for coming on here, hanging out with a bunch of people. Hopefully you'll get to meet.
Hotel Hubbard, let's go.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a tour. But, I love bringing young guys that are passionate about what they do, not just doing it for the money. And the one thing I got to say is we just had a men's conference, 2,500 dudes. You weren't out there, by the way. Yeah, called Shepherd.
Where was I?
I'm going to buy you the media card. But I'm going to buy you the media card. You don't know what you don't know. Yeah, I'm going to buy you the media card. But a Shepherd, you were there. Come on.
Isaiah, let's go.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something. But a shepherd's heart, I'm attracted to people with hearts of that, and they're shepherds, and that's a biblical term that people that look after people. And I could tell you're in it, and the money's great, and that makes it more fun, and it provides a lifestyle. But it's actually you have a shepherd's heart, and I figured it out while I was at that conference. I'm attracted to people that have a mindset of success. But I'm around a lot of billionaires and a lot of millionaires, and a lot of my friends are very, very successful. But the reason I can't hang out with them all the time is because they don't have a shepherd's heart. So I realized that a shepherd's heart is a higher value to me than how much money someone makes. But when I can find someone that wants to go after success and crush it in the marketplace and have a shepherd's heart, I'd rather hang out with them. Because I know a couple shepherd's heart that have a broke poverty mentality I can't even be around. So I need the win-win. And for you, it's just humbling because I realize, I got to level up my life and my game if I'm going to hang out with you because you're too pretty. But that's a good compliment for you guys. You're going to have when kids starting?
That's a good question. Yeah,
that's a good question. Okay, I'll talk to your wife. I'll talk to your wife.
But
hey, let's give it up. Agency U, Austin Schneider, in San Diego now. How do they find you, by the way?
The Austin Schneider on Instagram. Probably the.
Okay, we'll have all his links. You're going to see it down below. Click on it, follow him, check him out, see what he's doing, see if you can even handle the truth. And we're grateful for you. We'll have you on again when we go. I'm going to get into this AI thing. Maybe we'll do another one once you get it full down the road, full send. We'll do a whole AI because I think it's important to teach people that when we get it figured out. Yeah. We'll have him back, everybody.
For you too.
I need all the help I can get. Trust me, man. But hey, thank you for this episode. Thanks for watching. Share it, like it, send it to your friends. We'll see you on the next The Maverick Entrepreneur. Ciao. I am a fighter. Got a dream.